Okay, welcome to another revision video for O-level math students. This is standard form from paper 1. So I'm going to be doing some standard form questions without a calculator. This topic can come up both in paper 1 and paper 2, and I'll make another video for paper 2. For paper 1, you'll see the questions are not as challenging as they would be in paper 2. Some of those paper 2 questions can be sometimes challenging, so make sure that you are aware of how to do them. They're more like word problems at times. Okay, so standard form basically is a form of writing the number as sort of numbers that have one digit before the decimal place. So let's say 2.356 into 10 power 3, and then you include powers of 10 to sort of place the decimal in the right position. Remember that it cannot be 0.356. This is not standard form. It has to be 3.56 and then 10 to the power 2 or whatever. We learn how to move the powers as we do the questions. Okay, the first question says write these numbers in order of size, starting with the smallest. So these are 4 numbers. There are 2 ways of doing this question. One is that you could express each of these as an ordinary number instead of a standard form. So what you could do is you could take the impact of the powers of 10. So 10 power minus 3. So if I sort of increase these powers, the decimal keeps moving backwards, which means it keeps going to the left. So the number is going to become smaller and smaller. How many decimal places do I have to remove? There are 3 decimal places. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump 3 jumps, and I'm going to say that the decimal has moved here. So this number is essentially 0.0021, which was written in standard form. So that was 2.1 into 10 power minus 3. That's another number that's written in standard form. I'm going to again change that. What I need is now 4 decimal places movement, because this is a minus 4. It's telling you to move 4 decimal places. Then this one is 5 decimal places. So there are going to be 4 zeros and then 1 and 7. And then so now I have to decide which one is the smallest. Obviously this one looks like the smallest because it has 6 digits. Yeah, so that's one is the smallest. So I'm going to write 1.7 into 10 power minus 5. Remember to write the original number, not the changed number, else you would not get this 1 mark, because this is just a 1 mark question. Then I have to, this is a 5-digit number, this is also a 5-digit number, but this is obviously smaller because I have 35 and I have 42. So I'm going to say that the next is 3.5 into 10 power minus 4. Then I have 4.2 into 10 power minus 4. And then I have 2.1 into 10 power minus 3. So those are the numbers when arranged together. Then this next question asks you to find out P minus Q. Both are in standard form right now, 6 into 10 power 10, 5 into 10 power 10. So I'm going to say that in order to subtract these numbers, I'm going to first write them down like that. 6 into 10 power 10, 5 to 10 power 10 minus 5 into 10 power 9. Again, there are various ways of doing the question. How I teach it to my students is that I ask them what power of 10 can be taken out common. So 10 power 9 can be taken out common. So what does that leave us with? It leaves us with 10 power 1 and 5 into 1, basically 10 power 9 has gone away. So this becomes 10 power 9. This number becomes 60. You take the impact of the power, 60 minus 5. So that gives us what? It gives us 55 into 10 power 9. But this is not in standard form. Standard form is when you have only one number to the left of the decimal. Right now the decimal is here, so I need to move it back here. So if I am moving the decimal back, it increases the power of the of 10. So that becomes 5.5 into 10 power 10. I'm pretty sure most of you would have done the rules for when to move and where the decimal goes and what it causes. Moving the decimal to the left causes a rise in the powers, plus plus plus, and moving it to the left, moving it to the right causes a decrease in the powers. PQ. So in this case, the power gets the number gets multiplied with the number. All of these are being multiplied together. Technically, there's no bracket as such. All of these are being multiplied together. So remember that you won't do it like algebra, that you would take 6 and then multiply. That happens when there's a plus sign in the middle. Right now there is no plus sign in the middle, there's just a multiply sign. So 6 into 5 gives me 30, and that becomes 10 power 19. I still need to move it one decimal place back, so that becomes 10 power 20. So 3.0 into 10 power 20. It's another 1 mark. Then I need to write this in standard form. So what I have to do is I have to move to the decimal place to the right. How many places do I have to move? Now notice that if I can, sort of just write it as 10 power 0. I told you right now that moving it to the right will cause the powers of 10 to decrease. So how many powers will decrease? It's going to be a decrease of power 4, because I've moved 4 decimal places to the right. Then this next question is again the same one as the one that we did before. It's relatively easy. You take a 10 power 8 common, that can be taken common. So 8 into 10 power 1 minus 9. So that's 80 minus 9. 80 minus 9 is 71. Is that in standard form now? No, it's not in standard form. I'll have to move the decimal place back. So I get what? I get 7.1 into 10 power 9. Okay, then this in standard form. So first let's just convert this into powers of 10. There is something else as well, we'll talk about it. Let's convert this first. So that's 10 cubed and a square outside, so this becomes 4500 into 10 power 6. Now I need to move the decimal place back 1, 2, 3 positions. 4.5 into 10 power 9. So whenever I move the decimal to the left, powers of 10 increase. Whenever I move it to the right, powers of 10 decrease. Then this is another question on division for standard form. Remember that division does get a little tricky, because you have to divide the numbers and you have to divide the power, subtract the powers as well. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this decimal, put a 10 power 1 outside and simplify this. So the denominator becomes 10 to the power minus 2, minus 3 and 1 get added, minus 3 plus 1, because indices and all those rules are there. Okay, then 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 6 is 24. So this becomes 10 power minus 8 minus minus 2. When bases are same, powers get subtracted. Those are the rules for algebra. 6 into 10 power minus 6. Is that in standard form? Yes, it's already in standard form. I just have one digit number, so it's completely fine. Let's do another question. This one, it says in 2017 the population of Egypt was this very long number. Okay, write this population in standard form. So let's start moving the decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 9.75 into 10 to the power 7. Then it says the population of a country and the number of people per square kilometer. Population density of a country is the number of people per square kilometer. And the population was 2.62 into 10 power 8, correct to 3 significant figures. The area of Indonesia. So when I say per, I mean by division. So I'm going to divide this by the area to find the population density. That's what the question is asking you to do. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to remove the decimal and try to simplify it. I remove 2 decimal places, so I'm going to write 262 into 10 power 8 and the denominator also becomes 10 power 8. So that's clearly an advantage. So what this becomes is 131. So 131, 10 to the power 0, basically 10 to the power or 1. Now I need to move the decimal places back, so 1.31 into 10 square. So 1.31 into 10 square people per square kilometer. Calculate an estimate. Oh, it says I don't even need to give it in standard form, so I could just say 131. Okay, that's easy. 131 people per square kilometer. Okay, then let's look at another question. It says express 0.043 into 100 square in standard form. So I have 0.043. Let's first simplify these powers. 100 is 10 squared, so 0.043 into 10 power 4. Now let's move the decimal place to the right. That gives me 2 decimal places. 4.3 into 10 to the power 2. Then let's look at another question. Again, a question on division. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first remove the decimal place, write 10 to the power 1 here. So this gives me 12 into 10 power 7 and 2 into 10 power minus 2. So 2 times 1, 2 times 6. 6 into 10 power 7 minus 2. Power 9. Okay, that was simple. This one says express 340,000 in standard form. So that's about moving the decimal places to the left. So 3.4, how many decimal places? 10 to the power 5. So 3.4 into 10 to the power 5. Okay, then 4 into 10 power 7, 8 into 10 power 21. Now this might be a little tricky for a lot of people. So this gives me 1 over 2. So I'm going to write this as 1 over 2 and 10 power 7 minus 21. Now I have written it in as a fraction because standard form requires you to have it in decimals. So I'm going to write that in decimals. 1 over 2 is basically 0.5. That's basically something that you should remember. That gives me 10 to the power minus 14. I'll have to move this decimal place to the right because I need one non-zero digit to the left of the decimal. So 5 into 10 power minus 15. When I move it to the right, the powers get more and more negative. Okay, then this one, that's a little tricky. So let's try to do it in the easiest possible way. I see power of 10 power a on the right hand side and 10 power a here as well. So what I've done is I've shifted the places around just for my convenience and nothing else. I can see that 10 power a can be taken common. And since I'm looking for the value of k, what I should do is I should take 10 power a to the other side because I'm looking for the value of k. So 7 minus k, and I know that when bases are same, powers get subtracted, so that becomes a minus 1 minus a. So 7 minus k equals to 3 into 10 power minus 1. Then what is 10 power 3 into 10 power minus 1? That's basically 0.3 or 3 divided by 10, or just one decimal place to the left to convert it into an ordinary number. Then can I shift around the numbers again? K gives me 6.7. So I think that's the easiest way to explain this question, although it's a 1 mark question. but it's sort of difficult to explain from here unless you know how to take a common or to break powers. I've done it in a long way, but it should give you the right answer unless it's intuitive to you. Okay, that's a 3-mark question. Now it says A, B, C, giving your answer in standard form. So A equals to 4 into 10 squared plus 6 into 10 cubed divided by 2 into 10 squared. So let's first simplify the numerator. That becomes 16 into 10 power 4. Both get squared. Then I can take a 10 power 3 common, so that gives me 16 into 10 plus 6, 2 into 10 squared. The numerator becomes 10 power 3, 160 plus 6, so 2 into 10 squared. So this becomes 166 into 10 power 3 and 2 divided into 10 squared. So now I have a simple 83 here. 83 and the powers get subtracted, 3 minus 2, 83 into 10 power 1. And then what do I have? I can just say that this becomes 8.3 into 10 2. Just normal working there. Okay, so this question looks slightly more challenging. Let's try to do it. What I think is we should first take out the value for m and say that m can be common, and then I can take this to the other side. Now I don't see another way around it, so what I'm going to have to do is see if the division is possible. So that's 10,000 plus 100. So m is therefore 36360 divided by 10100. The zeros cancel out. Is 101 divisible by 3636? Let's check that. If that's true, then this could be 10, and let's see if that happens. So 3 times 303, that gives me 0 and 6. Then I bring a 6 down, so that works. 606. So I get 36 times. So m is basically 36 over 10, which is 3.6. That makes the question easy. I can just replace m with 3.6 into 10 power 4 minus 3.6 into 10 squared. It doesn't say that I need to give the answer in standard form, so I can make this situation easier for myself by just taking up numbers 3600 and 360. So 3600 minus 360 is basically 3240. So that's my final answer. So slightly more challenging. Let's look at this one. 5.3 into 10 power minus 5, because I'm moving the decimal to the right. This is a multiplication question, so relatively simple. I just have to multiply the numbers together. 1.5 into 8. If you don't know that directly, you can just do the long division. 8 times 5 is 40, 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12, so 12.0. So 12.0 and 10 power 14 plus 6 gives me 10 power 20. Is 12.0 in standard form? No, it's not. It needs to be moved back. So 10 power 21. So 1.2 into 10 power 21. Then this is a long question. Let's see. Okay. Let's first do the simple one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, sorry, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8.63 into 10 power 4 minus 4, because I moved the decimal to the right. When I move the decimal to the left, the powers increase. When I move the decimals to the right, powers decrease. They go into the negative. The table shows the approximate area of some deserts. Write down the name of the desert with the largest area. So this tells me that this would have the most number of zeros at the end, regardless of if the number is small. But if there's an increase of one digit, I think that should be the largest area. So I can confidently say that it's going to be Antarctica. Antarctica. Calculate the total area of the Arabian and Kalahari deserts. So Arabian plus Kalahari. Plus Kalahari. That gives me 10 power 5 as common. So 2.3 into 10 power 1 plus 9. 23 plus 9. 2.3 into 10 is 23. So that gives me 32 into 10 power 5, changing that to standard form 10 power 6. So this one is about arranging them in this from the smallest to the largest. Again, I'm going to do the same thing that I did earlier in the question. Change this to numbers. So I think if I'm starting with the smallest, 2 into 10 power minus 4 is the smallest. Then it's 0.002. Then it's 2 into 10 power minus 2, and then 2000. Okay, so this looks like a different question. Let's try to do this. It says a into 10 power minus 7 divided by 5 into 10 power b equals to 4 into 10 power minus 16. Find the values of a and b. The problem is that both these numbers are already in standard form, which means that a has to be maybe a one-digit number, and nothing else changes. So I cannot adjust this power also. So let's try to do this. Let's say that, what if I multiply this across 4 into 10 power minus 16? I think that should make my calculations a little easier. Now 4 into 5 it gives me 20, 10 power minus 16 plus b, sorry, minus 16 plus b. So that looked relatively simple, but you see a cannot be minus 20. Why? Because that's not in standard form. So in order to make that into standard form, I'm going to say that I'm going to add a power. So that makes it 2 into 10 power minus 15 plus b. Now this is in standard form. So I can say that the power a is therefore equal to 2, and the power should therefore be comparable minus 15 plus b. B should equal therefore 8. So the reason it was not comparable at this point is because a had to be a one-digit number, because the original question said that these numbers are in standard form. Let's look at another question. Where is the question? Oh, there are two questions. Okay. So lots of decimals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3.2 into 10 power 8. Easiest of questions. Let's do this. Again, we learned that when you divide, you need to write in decimals. So 10 power minus 3 minus 9, 0.5 into 10 power minus 12. But I still need one more number here, 5.0 into 10 power minus 13. And the last question, that's a relatively simple one. So I just need to move 4 decimal places, so 0.000754. So I moved 4 decimal places to the left. Why? Because it was a negative power. I had to increase the power, make it 10 power 0 basically. So 0.000754. Remember that when it's negative power, the numbers have to be very tiny. So this is a tiny number. That is the end of the revision part of standard form. You saw that a lot of questions were sort of repeated, multiplication, division. Only some questions are challenging, which you should be really prepared for. anything can come up with O-level math, anything can come up in P1, anything can come up in P2, so you need to be prepared for everything. Please like and subscribe if you want to continue watching more videos. Thank you.